Think Puccini, think opera, right? Well, yes. Plus a house in Tuscany, great food, and some fantastic wine. Villa Puccini coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the show which, as you may well know by now, attempts to bring you news, clues and reviews. Indeed, we do our very, very best to keep you up to speed with just about everything that's happening in the world of wine. And my wine of the week for this week is indeed from Italy and Italy's Toscana. And it's this one here. It goes under the very simple name of Villa Puccini Toscana, and the vintage is 2015. And this wine comes in for a price where I am of exactly €12 a bottle. All right. This week on Big on Wine, we're in Italy, indeed in Tuscany, over on the western side of Italy. And the wine in question here, the Villa Puccini Toscana, is officially designated IGT Toscana. And IGT Toscana is probably the most famous of Italy's Indicazione Geografica Tipica titles. Hope I got the pronunciation right. All right, basically what it indicates is that it's a wine made in Tuscany, indeed in any of the 10 provinces of Tuscany, but importantly, without the constraints normally placed on wines such as Chianti. So the history goes back to 1992 when the IGT designation was introduced to accommodate Super Tuscans. And Super Tuscans are wines which are very individually produced, wines of high quality, and they had to create their very own designation for these particular wines, which didn't obey the otherwise strict rules about how wines in the DOC category could be produced. Now the winery here is Villa Puccini, and Villa Puccini is owned by the Castellani family, and they are based in Pontedera, roughly halfway between Firenze, Florence, and the coastal city of Livorno. Okay, now this is a blend, as most Tuscan wines are, and in this example, the local Sangiovese is blended with the French Merlot. 12.5% alcohol, and so the wine is slightly softened by a residual sugar content of around about 4 grams per litre. So that's the backstory to this particular wine. So let's turn our attention now to the wine itself. Take a look at the wine in the glass, and as we can see, the wine has that kind of medium ruby red colour, which we would associate with wines from Tuscany, I think. The wine has that semi-translucent look to it, so one would be imagining a kind of a medium-bodied wine here. Let's try it in the nose and see whether our assumptions about this particular wine, being a blend of the Sangiovese and the Merlot, are borne out by what we can find. Let's give it a try. Here we go. Now, in the nose, the wine is pretty kind of juicy, I would say. That's the first impression. Kind of juiciness on this wine. Earthiness also, a kind of a dark, earthy aroma to this wine. Very ripe berries are shining through here. Ripe berries of the red variety. So I'm thinking probably cherry and redcurrant. They would be my picks there. Definitely some redcurrant there in the mix. Very nice indeed. Remember, this is a relatively budget-priced wine. Let's see whether there are any nuances which we haven't really discovered yet in the nose. Let's give it a try in the mouth, see what we can find. Here we go. Now, for once, I managed to get the serving temperature of the wine correct. Very nice. Medium-bodied wine. I would say there's a slight softness, or shall we say a nice balance there. It's nicely acidic, medium tannins, slight softness due to the little bit of residual sugar in the wine. It's interesting because it has almost a kind of Christmassy glühwein type of spiciness to it as well, but it's dominated essentially by those red berry flavors, the cherry and the red currant, and I think even in the finish could well be even something a little sharper, something in the direction of raspberry. So very nice red berry flavors, cherry, red currant, raspberry, medium tannins, and just a little hint of softness in the wine due to the residual sugar. Now, this is a wine, I think, which you should serve clearly below room temperature. Now, I would suggest around about the 15 or 16 degree mark is right for this kind of wine. What are we going to be enjoying this wine with in terms of food? Well, I think this wine is a very, very good all-rounder. I wouldn't recommend it to accompany heavier red meat dishes, but this wine, you know, is absolutely at home with lighter meat dishes, pizza and pasta, and why not something like oven roasted vegetables. So let's give you the heads up on this particular wine. Villa Puccini Toscana 2015 is a perfect example of what the Italians do well in Tuscany, a dry, softish, easy drinking red wine that makes a great accompaniment to everything which Italy is famous for, including the laid-back lifestyle. 4 stars out of 5. Okay, folks, many thanks for tuning into this week's video. And of course, this was a little introduction to a very, very nice Tuscan wine, beautiful blend of Sangiovese and Merlot, Villa Puccini Vintage 2015. Nice stuff indeed. Good value for money too. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us a big thumbs up. Yeah, give us a like. We do enjoy getting those. Drop a comment down below if you feel that way inclined. Share the video around. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're about it, why not hit the little bell icon down below and you'll be informed as soon as every new video is uploaded. And naturally, I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you. But until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, take care out there. Be good to each other. Enjoy your wines. And cheers.